Hey, so I wanted to make a video on the topic of ranging from PG-13 to R-rated films and movies, that including of internet pornography. You know, when I was growing up, uh, the 90s generation was the guinea pig generation for the internet. Back then, we were still dialing up with the phone line with 56K, if you remember. It was very slow internet, and it had the audio beeping to dial into the modem. And I remember my parents and I were still living in a very small apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment with at least 4-5 people total, and we had access to one computer in the living room. And we didn't have money to pay for internet, so we had a service called Net Zero. And Net Zero gave their trial users 10 hours per month, every month, to dial into the internet. So on there, I learned how to work with email, to work on AOL Instant Messenger, to message my friends from school, and to do basic web searches. And I want to say and state again that we were the guinea pig generation because students were taught how to utilize the internet and web search browsers. Although I don't think there were any parental safety concerns or safety features at the time until it became more sophisticated. I remember one day I was either 10 or 11 years old with my cousin once removed, and we had discovered animation or drawings of sexual nudity, and it is called hentai. It's arguably an art form, a Japanese art form, and it was featuring one of our favorite animation characters, and we didn't know what was going on. It was something that new as a 10 or 11-year-old, and mind you, these are photos and not photos. These are drawings and images meant for 18 and above. So we're kids fooling around on the internet, and we discovered internet pornography or internet sexual images and drawings, and I think it changed our outlook on the male-female dynamic. And I think this is what happens with many of the youth, because the internet is such a open platform without the parental controls or features to keep these students and kids safe. I also remember growing up with lacking many of the social skills that my father or parents in general should have and would have instilled on me. Mind you, we're a low-income family with not that much understanding. My parents, they don't, I'm the first in my family household to go to a 4-year college and to go to the library and etc., etc. I had a lot of failures in dating as a Southeast Asian American male. I had a lot of failures, whether it was a approaching the relationship the wrong way, or having platonic relationships, being very indirect about what I wanted. And it was not a good feeling because, you feel as if you're not wanted, not desired. And I had a lot of other troubles growing up too, because I was thinking about my younger brother has a mild intellectual disability. My extended family members often struggled with money. My parents had relationship issues as well. And a lot of the time, there was a form of escapism. Leaving the troubles of my earthly world behind, or my present circumstances, and watching pornography to get that instant dopamine hit, and forget about all the issues that I have in this present moment. So I was addicted to internet pornography for many years, up until my early 20s, my late 20s. And it's more under control now. I actually don't watch it at all. Although at the same time, I don't think it's necessary to be too authoritarian about it, especially if there is a consensual, mutual agreement on both parties. Does it bring me any sense of shame to know that I am watching others have intercourse on video online? I think to a certain degree, it's you're not being involved in the moment and the actions and the activity. Yes, that's true. However, you also learn about how the human body moves, and what the opposite sex or opposite gender wants out of a physical, not just physical, but emotional standpoint, emotional and physical relationship. So, understanding what the other wants from a physical and emotional and spiritual relationship by observing how others work at it. I think that is a good guide or tutorial. Don't take my word for it. And I don't recommend that you watch it if you're under 18. I don't recommend it at all, because don't drink before the age of 21. Don't watch pornography before the age of 18. Don't smoke cigarettes before the age of 21, etc., etc., etc. So stay on the safe side. However, you may know that the youth are impressionable. They are very rebellious after a certain age, and so rebels will be rebels. So that is my experience with PG-13 R-rated movies and films, and including internet pornography.